Sir Stirling Moss, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
At the Mercedes-Benz World and the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart. Thank you for taking your time to joining us and to talk a little bit about, for us, the tremendous year, but I think also for you, the tremendous year 1955.
Oh, yeah. The greatest.
You racing Formula One, but also the sports car.
I think my best race certainly was the Mille Miglia. Going 1,000 miles on the Italian roads, which weren't closed. I mean, trucks were out there, medical vehicles, and all sorts of people moving around to get different viewpoints. And I got this guy, Dennis Jenkinson, my navigator, because there's no way was I going to learn 1,000 miles. And we made this incredible thing which we called a toilet roll. He read that, interpreted that into hand signals, which of course I could see out of the corner of my eye. And that's how it happened. I mean, he was like a guide dog, you know?
What were the decisive factors which made you win that race?
I mean, the only guarantee we had was the finest car ever built. I mean, the 300 SLR, in my opinion, is the greatest ever racing car. I mean, it's a sports racing car, but it's fantastic. And nothing else is anywhere near it, really and truly. And so that was a big contributor for the race. Thank God Mercedes gave me a car and I drove it in that race.
How stable was the handling in the 300 SLR at top speeds over 250 kilometers up to 300 kilometers an hour?
The SLR, I think, is probably the greatest sports car ever built by anybody, any time. And it transformed into being a very user-friendly car in a race like the Mille Miglia.
You were the one who said, I want a 3-spoke steering wheel. Normally we had a 4-spoke steering wheel. Yeah. What was the reason why?
I like to drive like this at 10 to 2. I don't really know why they wanted 4. All I know is that I wanted 3. And I've got it now, and apparently somebody said this thing's worth £250,000, so it's the moment in my attic.
And whom out of the Mercedes team in 1955 did you saw as the most outstanding personality in Mercedes motorsport in the 50s?
Neubauer was the most fantastic man to drive for. If there was anything you wanted doing with the car, you just tell Neubauer and it would be done. I mean, I liked a 3-spoke steering wheel and I got it. And he was a very funny man. I mean, I remember once in an aeroplane, we looked up and there was Neubauer pretending he was stuck in the toilet, you see. And he was always messing around like that. And a great character and a wonderful man. I mean, he was very much a fatherly figure. And he was a person you could speak to about all sorts of things, and he was terrific.
What were your own impressions about the treatment the Mercedes team gave to its drivers in those days?
Then more than now, to drive for Mercedes was that special. I mean, Mercedes was head and shoulders above everybody else. You've got to understand that. I mean, in every way, safety and everything. And therefore, this is the one team that you really wanted to go to. And because you knew if you had a Mercedes, its wheels aren't going to fall off.
Racing was a little bit different than today in those days, I think, in regard of the risk which were there.
It was dangerous then to start with. On some circuits more dangerous than the other, but certainly when you went into a race, you were aware of the considerable danger. But you've just got to be able to get to a situation where you're only barely lifting for this corner, or you're going to try and take it flat and so on. So it was quite an exciting time.
What would be your message towards our team today in Brackley, who is running Mercedes-Benz in Formula One these days for the future?
I would say, don't think about competing, but definitely do it. I think it's important that racing improves the breed, and I think Mercedes does so many things to be improved because of racing, and the charisma that goes with it, I think is enormous. And I think to get out there and be the best and show it is important.
Thank you for being part of the Mercedes family.
Thank you. I'm proud to be.